Alright, today we're back with another TCAP. It's Michael Lubrano. I don't know if he has a prefix like some of the other guys, but I'm going to call him the Weed Predator based on our first little clip here. I'm just going to let this play. I'm going to try and make it a shorter segment because I know y'all don't like the super long videos based on my viewership. So I'll try and keep this one a bit shorter.
What is this right here? Some pot. There will be more firsts. This man puts our decoy to the marijuana sniff test.
Smells good.
Oh, this is Ice Truck Killer. Ice Truck Killer. 10.
Ice Truck Killer. That's not gonna look good in your court case. That's ooh.
4-door.
Our next visitor also talked about bringing marijuana. He's 25-year-old Michael Lubrano, here for a date with a girl he thinks is 14.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Online, calling himself Ice Truck Killer 103, he talks about hardcore sex with the decoy before she gives her age. After she says,
Oh, had to include it was hardcore. I mean, if you're talking any sort of sex towards a minor, it'd probably be hardcore.
she's 14, he doesn't get too specific about sex. Instead, he leaves the subject open.
Get high and watch Family Guy, and see where that takes us.
Cool.
That's what you're gonna watch while making euphemisms towards sex. Goddamn Family Guy. Okay. Alright.
I kind of like making out when I smoke up, though.
That's a trap. That's a trap if I ever saw one. That's the most bait line I've ever seen. My God.
You got anything on your mind?
You too?
Who doesn't?
But later, Ice Truck Killer 103 gets more specific about sex during a phone call. The decoy asks him if he was serious about the hardcore sex, and he says, "We'll see what happens," and then says, "I'm definitely interested. What about you?"
Do you want some brownies? I made some.
Did you dose them?
What?
Did you dose them?
No. They're really good. I had them before. Did you bring a smoke?
I just roll it up wherever.
I remember in one of the other stings they had Richter Brial, maybe? Nah, I don't remember, but it was one of the other ones where they had the same brownies like 2 or 3 days in a row, and they just left them out. So the predator went to go take a bite out of it, and it was like rock solid because it had been sitting out for like 3 days. But I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah. Let's check it out.
Let's check it out.
He wants the decoy to smell the marijuana he brought.
Like, what kind of shit is that? Like, you're gonna tell the 13-year-old or whatever, "Hey, smell the weed." It's like, I'm sure a 13-year-old is gonna know the difference between good weed and bad weed. Like, what? I don't understand. Like, what is the reason?
Smells good. Alright, I'm just
What was that laugh? Maybe he did some of that shit in the car.
gonna go get something to drink while you finish that up, okay? You want something?
It seems something about that line gets this man thinking.
Okay,
Perhaps
smart.
he's heard it before.
I want you to just keep your hands right where I can see them, okay? And I want you to sit right down there. No, keep your hands right where I can see them.
What is this right here?
Some pot.
Some pot.
And what was your plan tonight?
I like the little chuckle he did as he looked down at the list there. He started cheesing. Like, look at it.
And what was your
Look at his face.
plan tonight?
Because he just read them. He's like, ooh, we got something to talk about here.
Want to come down,
Come
talk
down.
to her?
Talk to her.
You're Chris Hansen.
I am.
Damn, you know you're bad. You know it's bad when you know who it is. And I believe this is the, To Catch a Predator. So this wasn't like, with my other one with Joshua Cologne, where, it had been out for like 10 years, so it was like readily available. Like, I mean, this is I think one of the later stings, but still, like, you'd have to know about the show. You'd have to know about it to remember his name. Like, there was a few other guys that, that were like, oh, I know who you are, but they don't remember the name of the show, or they don't remember his name. This guy, like, is like, oh yeah, you're Chris Hansen, like, right off the bat. So, he already knows he's screwed. But, ugh.
You have seen it. I thought you were real funny on Opie and Anthony. Oh, you listened to me on Opie and
Cause sweet talk him, like that's gonna get him out of this situation.
Yeah. Can I honestly tell you something?
Yeah,
I almost think in the back of my mind that I almost wanted this to happen.
Really?
My life's just going lately.
Well, tell me.
Like, look what I did, driving around all hours of the night.
What do you do?
I'm in the waste management business. I'm a dispatcher for roll-off guys.
Is it a pretty good job?
It was.
He knows. He knows it's over. It was.
What's so funny about the brownies?
Right when I saw the brownies, I knew.
You knew what?
He seems like he has a. If I'm hearing that correctly, it sounds like he has a bit of a lisp, or it sounds a bit like sibilant. I believe that's the word, or serpentine. That's probably not the right word for it, but like, like the little S's have a little S to them. I don't know, but I just found that a little bit interesting.
I knew I was going to be running into you.
I think this is the first time we've had brownies.
I'm kind of chuckling about it just because, I shouldn't.
So you think it's funny?
No, I don't think it's funny. I mean, it's funny how dumb I'm really turning into.
This girl you were chatting with online is how old?
She said 14.
14.
Yeah. And you are how old?
I am 25.
You're 25.
Yeah.
And so you thought that was okay to have this kind of a chat with her. Why?
Well,
25 is actually pretty young for some of the predators. Like, he can barely just drive a rental car. Because, I know it's something odd to bring up, but, like, it's just strange how young some of the predators are. Like, Vincent Ambrosio. There's one other one I'm not remembering right now, but, it's like, these guys are just so young. It's like, it's not that hard to find someone who's above 18. I mean, I'm not really one to talk when I'm saying that, but, just, what's the reason? Like, you were in high school at one point, like, just go for the people your age. You learn to do that in high school. You're like, oh, I'm, 16 in high school. I'm going for a 16-year-old. Not going for, but, dating 16-year-olds. So when you're a 25-year-old, you generally want to stick with maybe 20-year-olds. That's just, I feel like that would be better for that situation so you don't get into something like this.
I don't know. Because I can't get a girl.
Why can't you get a girl? There's got to be girls your age out there.
And not being able to get a girl, it doesn't affect your situation, relevancy. I mean, you're lonely, yes, but that doesn't mean you turn to a 14-year-old to roll up with and watch Family Guy and we'll see what happens, quote, quote.
There's girls my age, but I have no self-confidence, so...
Now, you seem nervous about coming over, saying you're going to have to sneak in. What were you so nervous about?
Running into you, but I guess it doesn't.
Well, it doesn't seem that was much of a. That doesn't seem like it was much of a deterrent tonight. Now, was it?
It is weird. Usually, Chris Hansen doesn't let them chuckle or laugh. Usually, he shuts them down immediately by saying "Oh, you think it's funny?" And they're like, "Oh, no," and they sober up. This guy isn't sobering up. I mean, I hate to say it, but maybe he was smoking in the car. I don't know, but he doesn't seem like he's super out of it, but he keeps on going back to the chuckling line. But usually Chris Hansen doesn't allow them to do that. He usually tells them, this isn't funny, or something along those lines. He's like, oh, do you think it's funny? But I guess he's gonna he's gonna indulge this guy and let him do his own thing. Maybe it's because he knew his name. He knew it was Chris Hansen, so he's like, "Oh, it's a fan. I'll let him do whatever he wants. Not whatever he wants, but I'll allow it.
How many times have you seen the show?
I'm a religious watcher.
A religious watcher.
Well, I watch it whenever I can. Sometimes I go and, highlight clips on the internet.
So you watch it on the internet too?
I watch it when I can. I love it when they put clips on all the radio shows. And...
Did you ever imagine that you'd be featured on one of our shows?
Is there a hidden camera somewhere?
Oh, yeah.
Is there a hidden camera? So you're saying you're a religious watcher of it, or quote, you watch it whenever you can, you love watching the clips, but you don't remember the whole point of it of having hidden cameras? So did you watch the shows and just blank out the entire times that the people were getting recorded, and then just pop your mind, just remember when the guys came out with the camera? I don't get it.
There's a whole bunch of them.
Wow.
This religious to catch a predator fan keeps open the possibility that he might have had sex with a young teen. What do you think would have happened if I wasn't here and you were alone with a 14-year-old girl?
I couldn't tell you. I might,
You might
a guy like me, I might,
Sorry if they're drinking.
think you'd have sex with her?
Probably not, because any other time
Probably? What do you mean probably? It's a 14-year-old. There is no probably. There is only no.
trying to have sex with a girl and all this.
So can you bring condoms in case? Sure. Never leave home without them, right? So you did bring condoms.
Well, they're always in my car.
There was
Now that is false, considering his previous statement of having no self-confidence and saying he's having no luck with women. Why would you just keep them in your car? If you're not self-confident at all, you can't find a girl, that means that you've had no luck for a good while. Why do you have them in your car?
Yeah. I'm always prepared for nothing.
Well, it doesn't sound like you're expecting nothing tonight. What do you think should happen?
I don't know what to tell you, Chris.
I mean, obviously you know who I am. You know what show this is. And you know what happens next, right? This is the part where the camera...
He's already waiting. He's already putting his hands behind his back. He's already ready. He's assuming the position.
And for those who don't know who I am, who walk in here, I say, I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC. If there's anything else you want to tell us, we'd like to hear it.
No, I'm good.
Okay. I want you to take that with you,
I don't think you're good.
though, since it's an illegal substance, all right? So he reaches into his pocket, gets out his bag, and puts the marijuana away.
Counts outside.
Since he already suspects what's waiting for him outside, he takes his time getting ready to leave.
Smart move, taking your time.
It's gonna be a long night.
My friend, it's gonna be a long, multiple nights. It's not just gonna be one.
Is that it?
That's it.
All right. Okay.
He did not just ask for a fist bump from Chris Hansen. Wow.
And just as the man
Can't believe that
figures,
just happened.
the police are waiting outside.
Police, stop! Hands on your back. Lean back. Take it around. Take it around.
Alright, well that's gonna be it for this one. This is Michael Lubrano. Well, I'm gonna call him the weed predator, whatever you wanna call him. Yeah, just wanted to say thank you again. And oh yeah, like, subscribe if you want to, if you feel like it. Have a good day. Thank you.